Today I'm going to show you how to use the video editor in Canva. I'm going to begin by creating and editing a video so that you can see the process in action, and then I'll finish by going through some of the specific features within the video editor. So we'll begin on the home page by going to video, and we'll make a landscape video. We'll go over to elements, and here under recently used I've got some videos that I'm going to use for this specific purpose today. We're going to create a short basic travel video. So I'm going to begin with this video here of a couple looking at each other. So in order to make this video a bit shorter to begin with, I'm going to come down to the video editor at the bottom. We need to make sure that duration is clicked. If you click off it, you'll get the pages view like usual. So under duration, you can also go to this icon here, zoom page or thumbnail zoom. So when it's on the thumbnail setting and you zoom in, it will zoom into the thumbnail itself like that. And by clicking it again, it'll change back to zooming in and out of the screen up here. So I'm going to also edit the coloring of this video because it looks a little bit dull to begin with. So I expand the video, click on edit, go to adjust, and down here we can change some of the colors. So I'm going to put the vibrance up, and I'm also going to put the brightness up a bit. Perhaps change the contrast, make the video a little bit brighter on highlights, and take the shadows up a bit and the whites. And so we've changed the colors a little bit there. We could also try the saturation a little bit, make it a little bit brighter about there. Now we want this video to go into a different one. So the next video I'm going to choose will be this lady here with the camera. Just zoom out a little bit on the thumbnails again. Now this video needs to be on the next page, so I'll click and hold, drag it into the next page here. So that's one way you can put it onto the next page. Again, we'll resize. And now we want the transition effect between these two. So if you hover over the gap between the two pages, click add transition, we're going to go for a flow, and we'll change the duration down to 1 second. You can also change the direction of the flow here, but I'm going to keep it as flowing to the left. Now we'll go back to this second page here, and I'm going to add some text to the video at this point. So back on the first video, I'm just going to type in travel together. We'll go to text, add a heading. I'm going to keep it as just the usual Canva Sans font for this video, but you can of course change the font to be how you want it to be. Have this as white, and you can also go to effects and add a bit of lift to it so it shows up a bit more. Now with the text selected, you can go to animate, and I'm going to choose shift, change the speed down a little bit, click on enter so it happens for when the text is entering the frame, click on character. We might want to put the speed up slightly, it's about there. Now we'll go on to the second frame and we'll add some text here. I'm going to type in see the sights. Now we'll go back on to animate again, and this time we're going to use the ascend. Keep it on word. We'll slow it down a little bit, and we'll put the direction on down so it's coming from the top. Now what happens here is when you create the next frame, because I want this text here to stay on the screen for both frames, but you'll find that you won't be able to extend it into the next frame of the video. So to get around this, I'm going to click on the text here, right click, copy, go on to the next frame and click paste. So it will now be in exactly the same place, so it'll just run smoothly as it changes frames from one text to the next, and it will look like the same text on both frames, even though it's actually two different ones. Now I'm going to add another transition, so we'll go between the frames, add transition, dissolve, keep it at 0.5, and then on this next frame we need another video, so this time I'm going to choose this one here. Then we'll move along, and on the next frame I'm going to go straight into an image of the Eiffel Tower. So no transition for this one, just a quick cut to the next image here. On the next frame we'll add in another picture of Paris here at night time, and for this one we're going to have a dissolve transition, again just 0.5. Then we'll create the final frame, and it's going to be a sunset, and you'll see that the plane comes across the sunset there. So I'm actually going to increase the size of this a little bit so the plane is a little bit bigger on the screen. And to do that, we'll click back on the zoom page, zoom out, just increase the size of this. It's about here. We can crop in. And then we'll play. And again, for this final transition, we're going to have a circle wipe. We'll click out and I'll keep it at 0.5. Now I'll click back on the thumbnails and zoom out again. We've got some more text to add. So on this see the sites one here, we want this text to have an fade out transition. So we'll click on that. We'll go to animate. We want to remove the original one. So at the moment it's got no effect, which is good because it means it will get a clean run from one text to the next like this. Click back on this one here, click on the text and animate. So we've got this on ascend. And the next one we're going to have as a shift transition, slow the speed down a little. We want this one to be on exit. We'll have it on character and we'll have it going up. What we need to do for this one is to make sure that it comes on the screen after the actual slide has arrived. So then we'll see the transition. It'll come up on the screen and then it stays there. And we need to make sure that this one under animate is only on enter. So it comes onto the screen. There's the transition. And then it leaves. So up here you can just edit the frame a little bit. And on this next one here, we want to have it as an evening time. So we'll go text, add a heading, evening. Change the color to white. Change the animation to merge. Have it just on enter. Then it's going to fade out, which is fine. We want it to fade out with the slide. We'll just move this up a little bit so the transition happens after the frame has come on the screen. And then we'll go on to the next slide and we'll just put in the word nights. and we won't have any transition for this one at all. Finally, we'll go on to the last slide, and we want to find the point where the plane enters. So if you click on the video and go up to the scissors here, it will give you a little bit more control over when you edit the video. So we'll find the point where the plane comes on the screen, which is here. So we want this to happen fairly soon after the transition. So we'll take it to about here. Click done. So that's another way you can trim the video. With a little bit more space. And directly after the plane has left the screen, we want some text to come up, which will say book now. Put that up here. Go to animate, and we'll go to clarify. Put the speed up, and we'll have it on enter only. So the transition will work like this. What we want to do is to make sure that this text comes on the screen after the plane has gone off. So about here. And then the whole transition should go like this. Now you can add in some music to a video as well. So if we go to elements, go to search, down to audio, and I've used this Innovate Music here, so we'll click on that, and then that will be brought into the video down the bottom, and you can use this to align your slides to where you want them to be by playing the music. And just use the trimming function to change the length of the slides to where you want them to be. So once you've changed and edited the video lengths around, we can look at the final result. But first of all, we'll save it, go to share, download all of the pages as an MP4 and click download. And here we have the final result. Before I finish today, I'm just going to show you some of the other features of the Canva video editor. So we'll click on this video here, and we've already seen the cut function for trim. You can also take out the volume of a video. You can either increase the volume, take the volume down. If you click the balance all button, it will balance all of the volume on all of the slides to the same as whatever you've changed it to here. You can mute the volume on a particular video. You can also change the speed of a video, have it at 1/4 the speed, half, all the way up to 2 times the speed. If you go to edit, then with longer videos there's a highlight feature here, which is a tutorial in itself really. You can remove the background on videos in Canva. On some videos it works okay, on others it doesn't work so well. There are also filters here. If you click see all, you can change to different styles of filter and change the intensity of those filters. So you can play around with some of these and see which ones that you like. I hope this tutorial has been helpful for you today. Please do subscribe to the channel to learn more about Canva.